Soul Garden.
Your Sirius Step of the Day is sponsored by Soulmart.me. Watch, shop, learn.
Namaste, my friends, and welcome to day 4. Well, step 4, day 4, same thing in this case, step 4, is about innovation. It's about belonging. It's a Uranus-ruled step. And so where yesterday was about expanding outward, Uranus is about expanding upward. Only wherever you are stepping out onto a ledge that you haven't really secured your path upward, you quite often fall. And so Uranus has a reputation really of going up and down when it comes to spiritual evolution. Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius, and step 4, is ultimately the innovator of the planet. What innovates us on the planet? Well, it has to do with really not being happy with where we are. That's when we only get up to do something, right? When we're so sick of where we are, that's when we usually are willing to try something we've never willing to try again or try before, and willing to dare ourselves or gamble something we wouldn't gamble before because things have gotten so bad. So Uranus, day 4 and step 4, is about really the old game of pulling the tablecloth out from under the dishes. The dishes are your life. And so today you're going to pull that rug. Something will pull that tablecloth out from under you. Some things fall, some things stay. What's the difference? Well, obviously things that stay standing were built out of brick, and things that fall were built out of straw, to use the Three Little Piggies kind of analogy. And you have to look at the stability or non-stability according to the sun sign that the sun is in this month. So, you know, these videos repeat each month. So you have to apply what I'm saying step 4 to stability to this month. Do you need to innovate something in your life? Do you need to change something or look at it differently? Have you reached an obstacle that you can't get around? If the answer is yes to any of those, you have to go up. You need to see higher. Now, the hardest Uranus days are ones that involve the ego, which would be Aries, or a transit you might be going through where your personal ego is feeling attacked or triggered. Because the Uranus energy is very obstinate energy. If you know Aquarius is, you know how obstinate they are. They're very insistent on doing what they want and doing it their way. And unlike Aries, Aries wants to show everyone that they were number one. Aquarius doesn't even care. It just leaves to go do what it insists on doing. So the interesting thing about a step 4 day is that there's this, it's the day when we're supposed to recognize that we are on the wrong path, and yet it's a day where we're more energized with Uranus energy, and so we're more obstinate, we're more arrogant, we're more fixed on having it our unique way, and we're going to get it our way, it's just not the way we thought. And that's the paradox of Uranus. You will get everything your heart wants. The problem is that people think that they know where their heart's match is. I know that's my job. I know that's my husband. He hasn't met me yet, but I know that's him. I'm sorry, but you don't. The truth is in life is until we go out there and we actually exchange energy with people, we don't know. We are assuming, and we really haven't experienced the exchange of two or the energy or the possibilities. So we tend to get obstinate and think that we know what we want, and Uranus and Aquarius energy comes down to where you belong. Where does my heart belong on the planet? That's why Aquariuses are friends, because they feel like they belong with everybody. I think that's because Aquarians actually can feel how they relate to people because they're so aware of their own personal intricacies and their uniqueness and their weirdness. So I think that they just kind of are very friendly to everyone because they know where their heart belongs in the context of everyone. And that's really what is always wrong in a step 4 day, is that you were looking at the problem with the wrong context, that you were looking at it from the perspective of the wounded child, or looking at the problem from the perspective of the ex-wife or the ex-husband. You're looking at the perspective from in the shoes of the wrong perception or the wrong point of view. And a lot of times people will complain, they're not treating me with any respect. They're not treating me like I belong in their club. Now see, that's an Aquarius issue. That's a step 4 issue, where you feel like you're being talked down to. Now, on the one hand, it's the ego that notices it's being talked down to, like that notices someone is aggressing. But the fact that you were able to calculate up or down is Uranus being talked down to. That means you put them up, or they are putting them up, or you are putting them in context of you up and down. It's all about context energy. But where we misplace ourselves has to do with the heart. Where you belong by law of attraction is what is like a like heart. When your heart is cut from the same star, it belongs in that family of stars, or in that royal family. In astrology, the royal family is a star and a solar system. So we are all part of the royal family of our sun, and it's a pleasure. That sun feeds us every day. So when it comes to step 4, the problem is that we're often trying to hang out around stars that we don't belong to. And we're often trying to insist that those stars change to be like us, or reach out to be like us, or change, when in fact we are with the wrong star. If your heart doesn't resonate with a situation, it's not the right situation, right? So a lot of times we get stuck and need to go up or down because we're hanging out around stars that our heart doesn't fully resonate with. And because most human beings are terrified of being alone, even though you are, technically, people go, you're never alone. Yes, you are. The whole point of coming to reality is the perception of being away from God for a minute. You are technically, silently away. Now, as soon as you die, you're back. And you are with God because we're using God Universe's energy every moment, so you can't really ever be away from God. But as far as the conscious awareness is, this is your minute alone from Creator to figure out these things. And as you stretch away from the biggest ball of love in the universe, God creation, your heart has a chance to figure out how it's different from the rest of the goo. And therefore, once you figure out how you're different, where do I belong in that gabaglue? Where do I belong back in creation? And Uranus is the belonging. So today, if there's any anguish and there's something that breaks down, it's because you were not using your heart as your compass. You were using your ego for control or money worries or all sorts of things, but you weren't using your heart to navigate life, and you found yourself somewhere you didn't belong. That's what happened. But don't worry. The law of attraction is really trying to get you to where you do belong. And you may not understand everything about what breaks down in the next 24 hours for another 24 hours, because step 5 is really where we break through. Step 4 is where we realize when we're on the wrong floor, especially this early in the actual step 4 in the first 10 days or the first decade. So good luck. I'll be texting those who are in GA Roadside all day long, and I'll see you in 24 hours. Live, love, be.
Who cares?
So God.